This morning, the words and the impression, wartime coming, woke me up. And I just laid there and I thought about the words over and over again, wartime coming. I go to the Drudge Report and this is what I find. They've got a photo of the Queen and she's blue. She's all blue. Her crown isn't blue. There's her crown. But she's all blue. It gives me the creeps because she's one of the people that helps run the world. They call the shots. They declare what wars will be. Where we as America, our president, in a recent video, admitted his servitude to her, which is very treasonous. Blue. The color blue brings out shapes of entities within a person. I've used it many times when I've analyzed photos. Everything is all related. Wartime coming made me think about my last encounter with the seabird, which is a little tern. First time he came was before the Gulf. The Gulf disaster. He was screaming at my window for several days. I made a video of it. And then the BP instigated Gulf disaster happened in the Gulf of Mexico, and we all know about that and the ramifications of that. We're still suffering from it. They're still spraying Corexit. People have died. People are dying. People have symptoms of radiation poisoning. Many of the ones that are sick in the Gulf region. Second time the turn came was before Fukushima. And that was unusual that day because later on that night around midnight I went outside and I stepped right into a vision. I had my 2 dogs with me and I looked around and I was in the aftermath of a nuclear holocaust. It was extremely disturbing. I tell about that. I did a video about that. Then about a month ago, the little seabird returned. I was unloading groceries from my car, totally caught off guard. I heard it. I just stopped. I just froze where I was at. It was screaming. It was moaning. It was crying. Sounded like very human cries, horrible cries of agony. And I just stopped what I was doing and I shook my head and I said, "Oh no, not again." Came into my house, went back out. The seabird was flying toward the vortex area. That's a question I've always had. Where does it come from when it brings me these messages? And where does it go? Well, I found out. It was crying as if to get my attention, and then it flew into the vortex. I've never heard such agonizing cries, and they were not the cries of a bird. They were the cries of human suffering. So my message to you today is prepare. I have never known any of my visions or impressions or premonition dreams to not come to pass, to not come true. It's like I'm being shown the future. What I'm noticing around me, people that are close to me are preparing, they're getting ready. I know a guy that used to be a magician. He always used to ask me about God and about Jesus and always used to say, "Well, can you prove to me that Jesus is real?" And I would just tell him to keep searching for the truth. The truth is there if you want it, if you want to find it. So about 2 months ago, he came to me and he said, I've been doing a lot of research. Jesus was like Buddha, like an ascended master. He said, it's all the same. He said, but I want to know if he's really real, if he's really there for me. Can I get to know him? And I looked at him and I said, here's what I want you to do. Ask him. He looked at me. He said, ask him? I said, ask him. Ask him. He'll tell you. Make a long story short, the guy returned a couple weeks later. He didn't even look like the same person. His eyes were filled with a beautiful golden light. He said, I've got to talk to you. He was glowing. He said, I'm changed. I'm different. Let me tell you about all of the experiences I've had. What I did was, I followed your advice. I asked him. I said, are you real?